Hi guys, hero of 2022 Mick Lynch spoke at an event where he called the Tories extremists, and he said that they hate working people, especially those who are members of a trade union. He described how the upper class Tories in backrooms are the ones who will decide who will be the next Prime Minister and what policies they will follow, and that there will be a further turn to the right. This comes as Shapps has issued a new plan to crush trade unions and their ability to cause disruption. Let's have a listen to what Mick had to say.
In our way, and it's been decided in a virtual Surrey golf club over a gin and tonic or two, and they're up in Stirling tonight. I don't know if they've rounded up to go there tonight. Good luck with that. But usually it's down south, down my way, outside London, in Surrey, in Sussex, in Hampshire. These people in these small little meetings saying who's going to be the Prime Minister and who's going to set the political agenda for the next 2+ years. And they're going to take a massive turn to the right. I call them extremists. They are extremists. They hate us. They are going to bring in a set of laws that are virtually trying to make us illegal, make the very idea of debate and protest against poverty will be illegal under Mrs Patel when she gets her police bill in. The ability to fight back in the workplace will be virtually impossible if they bring in their laws the way they want to bring them in. And we've got to ask ourselves, what's our response? Our response has to be immediate. We need to get on the streets. We need to get our people out of their complacency and out there campaigning against these extreme right-wing militants that we're facing going forward. And that's an immediate demand.
Well said, Mick. And I love what he's doing here. He's throwing the rhetoric right back at the Tories and the right-wing media. He's calling them extremists, and he's saying that they hate us. And they are extremists. These are extreme policies. Priti Patel wants to make it illegal to protest. And as Mick said here, protesting against poverty. She wants to make it illegal to protest against poverty. It's about eroding civil liberties. It's about eroding the ability to protest in the workplace. Strike action will be more and more difficult. Shapps is introducing new policies against that, against the ability to strike. And somebody has to stand up. Somebody has to say enough is enough. Somebody has to call out the Tories here. And I'm extremely concerned now because I had hoped that Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak, these are the ones who are likely to take over from Boris Johnson, more likely to be Liz Truss, that she would take a more pragmatic approach to all of this. But I think I'm wrong here. I think she's actually going to move further and further to the right because she's going to make it illegal for people to protest. Poverty, to protest against poverty, illegal through these police bills. And also in the workplace. It will be more and more difficult, if not impossible, to protest there by taking industrial action. The threshold in order to ballot will be higher. A lot of tools the trade unions use in order to convince people to come out and protest, to come out and strike, will be more and more difficult to use. This is legislation that's been put towards the House, in front of the House of Lords the House of Commons pretty soon, and it's going to make it more and more difficult for workers to organise. This is what they want to do. They want to make it impossible for people to protest in the streets and to protest in their workplace. They've run roughshod over Parliament. Parliament is completely useless at the moment. The fact that Priti Patel has ignored calls for her to attend select committees where she has to answer questions. The last one she didn't bother to turn up. Other ministers have done the same as well. And Boris Johnson, of course, running roughshod over Parliament every time he's there, not answering questions, along with his ministers. So if Parliament doesn't work, the people have to do something else. They have to go onto the streets. The government don't want people doing that. They're trying to make it illegal. People in their workplaces taking industrial action against poverty. That's been made more and more difficult as well. So it's great that there's someone like Mick standing up against this. And he's correct. People have to come out onto the streets. They have to support each other. It's important that there is unity here, that people back the trade unions, back those striking. And I think so far that has been the case. The right-wing media have been trying to convince the public that the strikers are rich train drivers or something like this, but that rhetoric hasn't broken through. The public realize that, yes, these people are striking because they're worried about their jobs, they're worried about being replaced, they're worried about the cost of living crisis, just like they are. So I think it's important that there are people like Mick Lynch who will stand up and organise. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.